Creative constraints. Sounds like a really tough word for an artist, but actually it could open up a whole wide world of possibilities. Stay tuned. What are creative constraints? Well, it's just what it says it is. You're going to constrain your creativity to a certain set of parameters. I recently watched a really good documentary on Peter Gabriel's So. I'm really digging this Kello channel. I don't know if you guys have it, Q-E-L-L-O, I think it is. And you watch all these old documentaries and concerts and new documentaries, new concerts, all kinds of great music on there. But recently watching that, I was struck by Peter Gabriel talking about how they set certain parameters to work with in order to make that record, which was just amazing when you listen to that record now. I mean, it's what, 30 years old, over 30 years old, and it still sounds fantastic even to this day. I also got to thinking about what I do with creative constraints, and I actually do use this technique for a lot of my students who come in kind of like how I was back in the day. We want to play fast, we want to play rip-roaring leads, we want to go crazy, we want to go nuts, but what sometimes happens is we lose contact with the melody. We lose contact sometimes with the music and are more interested in just showing off or just, you know, playing the latest, greatest lick. I lived through the late 80s, through the hair bands, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really intrigued by any of them. It just all sounded like a bunch of mishmash stuff. So what I teach my students who come in wanting to get better is to actually slow down and to work within a parameter and try to make a solo, a song, whatever piece you want to come up with creatively, but work within a certain box. I've got a ton of these and I'm really excited about this. I want to show you guys a bunch of them, but for today I'm going to show the one that I really use a lot, and it's called using the B.B. King zone or the B.B. King box. I've heard all kinds of words attributed to this. Where this is at is in the pentatonic scale, and it's this little zone right here. If you know the shape and you play the pentatonic scale, I'm going to use E for example here. So it's this little triangle area. And you can play that in the minor or the major pentatonic, depending on your mood or depending on the song itself. And here's the idea. You're going to play an entire solo just using those 5 notes. One of the other rules that you are allowed to do in this little exercise is while playing the 5 notes, you can slide into them, such as, as long as you're going to that note. And bends are good too, as long as you're bending from one of those 5 notes. That's it. You can't leave there. Try to make a song out of it. Try to make a solo out of it. Want to know who does it best? Guess what? Watch any old videos of B.B. King. There's a lot of them where he just stays in a certain area. He was known for it. That's why I was saying it's called the B.B. King box or zone, whatever you want to call it. And he could make that thing sing with just a handful of notes. And this is a great challenge for you guys. This is a great idea. Try and constrain yourself to just working in the zone and see what you come up with. It's really, really interesting. I'm just going to close this out and use the Sweet Home Chicago type blues in E. Take it around a few times. You don't have to use this blues track, by the way. You can make up your own. You can find anything out there, really just about anything. Pick rock, pick jazz, I don't really care. But try to work within these 5 notes and see what you come up with. It may be tough at first, but if you do it for a while, it's really interesting what you will come up with. Here we go, let's try this out.